clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
I got y'all. I told y'all stuff. I'm not bothering nobody. I want peace. Y'all following me for no reason. I asked y'all next. Please leave me alone.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money.
In a jaw-dropping revelation, ESPN's outspoken commentator StephenASmith has reportedly delivered the final blow to Floyd Money Mayweather's financial empire. Once the ultimate symbol of wealth, extravagance, and an undefeated boxing legacy, Mayweather's high-flying lifestyle may have been nothing more than a glittering illusion. According to Smith, the facade is finally cracking, under the pressure of bankruptcy rumors, IRS scrutiny, and a growing pile of lawsuits.
I didn't got nothing. Please, listen, us going there. We're doing our jobs too, man. Please leave us alone.
Okay, just want to comment. What?
The phrase "is done" began trending across social media platforms after StephenASmith dropped his explosive claims during a fiery segment on First Take, sparking a firestorm of debate, speculation, and concern over the collapse of Mayweather's once seemingly untouchable empire.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
To truly grasp the weight of Floyd Mayweather's alleged financial collapse, one must first understand the sheer magnitude of his meteoric rise. Born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mayweather turned professional in 1996 and quickly established himself as a technical genius in the ring. With unmatched defensive prowess, lightning-fast reflexes, and brilliant ring IQ, he retired undefeated with a legendary 50-0 record. Nicknamed Money for good reason, Mayweather didn't just dominate opponents, he reinvented the business of boxing. In 2006, he famously bought himself out of his contract with Top Rank for $750,000, a move that would redefine his career. Soon after, he launched Mayweather Promotions, taking full control over his fight earnings and pay-per-view revenues. Throughout his career, Mayweather headlined some of the most lucrative events in boxing history. His 2015 clash with Manny Pacquiao raked in over $600 million, while his 2017 bout with UFC superstar Conor McGregor brought in another $300 million. At his peak, Forbes named him the highest-paid athlete in the world. But as StephenASmith starkly put it, it doesn't matter how much money you make if you spend like you'll never run out.
Beyond the glitz and glamour, the flossing, the pomp and circumstances surrounding everything that culminated in Saturday night's Mayweather versus McGregor fight, there were a few sightings that were relatively low-key in comparison, but more significant than many may realize. At the weigh-in, there was a two-time NBA champion, Draymond Green, and star guard Paul George. On fight night, of course, there was LeBron James, James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, and a few others. And none of them were there just to pay homage to Mayweather, the fighter. It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to.
Mayweather's lifestyle wasn't just about luxury, it was about excess, on a scale rarely seen even among the world's wealthiest athletes. His spending habits became a key part of his brand, with each extravagant purchase and social media post designed to reinforce the persona of Money Mayweather. From hopping onto private jets like they were taxis to cruising in fleets of Bugattis and Rolls-Royces, he embodied a life of unabashed opulence. One of the most iconic symbols of his lavishness was his $18 million diamond-encrusted watch, an accessory so jaw-dropping that it became a conversation piece all on its own. Nights out at Las Vegas strip clubs reportedly cost him upwards of $25,000 per visit, a sum he treated as routine rather than indulgence. Mayweather owned multiple mansions in elite neighborhoods like Beverly Hills, Las Vegas, and Miami, each lavishly decorated, often left vacant, but maintained at a tremendous cost. Infamous for traveling with duffel bags filled with stacks of cash, Mayweather frequently flaunted his wealth on social media. Whether it was laying out piles of $100 bills on a table or posting videos of himself counting millions, he portrayed himself as a man with unlimited financial power. But behind the glamour, financial advisors and analysts were raising red flags. Experts warned that such a high-spending lifestyle could only be sustained if his income was consistently flowing in to match or exceed his outflows, and that became nearly impossible once his fight purses stopped. When the checks stop coming, the liabilities remain. One former advisor famously predicted what now seems like Mayweather's grim financial reality.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
During a fiery episode of First Take, StephenASmith didn't pull any punches. I've seen the documents, I've spoken to the people, I'm telling y'all, Floyd Mayweather is in serious trouble, he declared, locking eyes with the camera. With his trademark intensity, Smith continued, this isn't just rumors anymore. The IRS wants him. Creditors are chasing him. He's liquidating assets left and right. And what's worse, he ain't got the fight money anymore to bail himself out. He's done. Smith went on to reveal that Mayweather is facing a multi-million-dollar lien from the IRS, has taken out loans against multiple properties, and is behind on several years of tax payments. To make matters worse, several of his business ventures have failed, and he's now entangled in lawsuits from angry investors. Perhaps the most alarming revelation was that Mayweather has allegedly begun quietly liquidating his assets, including rare luxury cars and high-end jewelry, in a desperate attempt to settle mounting debts. Smith underscored the severity of the situation, pointing out the stark change in Mayweather's public behavior. You don't go from bragging about spending $1.4 million in one day to suddenly going radio silent about your money unless something's wrong. The flamboyant boxer, once known for flaunting his wealth, is now eerily silent, raising serious concerns that the money Mayweather persona might have been nothing more than a rapidly crumbling illusion. Mayweather's IRS issues have been simmering for years. Back in 2017, he made headlines after filing a petition to delay a tax payment from 2015 until after his fight with Conor McGregor, claiming insufficient liquidity despite earning hundreds of millions at the time. It was brushed off as a strategic move, but insiders now believe that was just the tip of the iceberg.
You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. I'm working for ESPN. We're broadcasting the Mayweather-McGregor fight live, and to this day, they will tell you that's a record, that's the biggest fight ever, that thing was sold out. That place people were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And I go, it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
But why didn't it sell out? I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so well.
All anybody was talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring.
It's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody.
You're saying the seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems
peculiar.
Crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do is claim it.
Before Floyd Mayweather became the iconic Money Mayweather, he was already grappling with serious financial troubles. Despite his unparalleled success in the ring, reports began to surface that he was facing jail time due to unpaid taxes. In a desperate attempt to avoid prison, Mayweather borrowed $2 million just to make a dent in his mounting tax debt. This wasn't the tale of a savvy businessman or financial genius that many later came to believe. Instead, it painted a picture of a man teetering on the edge of financial ruin, struggling to maintain his lavish lifestyle while failing to manage basic financial obligations. Rather than focusing on sound financial planning, Mayweather was consumed by a life of excess, buying luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and maintaining multiple mansions. His obsession with flaunting his wealth created a false image of stability and success, masking the deep financial mismanagement occurring behind closed doors. The loan he took out to settle his debts only exacerbated his financial instability, signaling that his reckless spending and lack of foresight were catching up with him. This would become the beginning of a troubling pattern, one that would eventually contribute to the financial woes he faces
today. Me and
today.
Eric B. were at, from Eric B. and Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather. That's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E. He needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy. He owns Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought I was crazy. They said, yo, loan me $2 million. I want to sign Floyd. He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we were in the boxing business.
At one point, Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed a staggering $22.2 million to the IRS, a figure that raised serious concerns about his financial management. For someone who consistently boasted about being the wealthiest athlete alive, this massive tax bill was impossible to overlook. It exposed a glaring contradiction between the image Mayweather projected and the harsh reality of his financial situation. While he paraded a lavish lifestyle, showing off his private jets, luxury cars, and multi-million-dollar shopping sprees, this tax debt suggested that much of his wealth was either mismanaged or overstated. For a man whose brand was built on the idea of unrivaled financial success, the tax burden hinted that his finances were far less secure than they appeared. Instead of being the shrewd businessman he often portrayed, it seemed that Mayweather's flashy displays of wealth might have been more of a facade than anyone realized. His inability to pay his taxes on time revealed a stark divide between the carefully constructed image of the untouchable Money Mayweather and the reality of his financial struggles. It served as a wake-up call, reminding us that even the wealthiest athletes aren't immune to the consequences of financial mismanagement, and that a flashy lifestyle doesn't always translate into long-term financial
Floyd
stability.
Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even rapper 50 Cent, once a close friend and business associate of Floyd Mayweather, didn't hold back when discussing the boxer's financial downfall. In several interviews, 50 Cent painted a sobering picture of Mayweather's reckless spending habits, claiming that Floyd had burned through staggering amounts of money on jewelry, private jets, strip clubs, and most damaging of all, gambling. According to 50, the issue wasn't just the volume of spending, but the utter recklessness behind it. He described how Mayweather would drop millions without a second thought, as if the money would never run out. What made 50 Cent's comments particularly impactful was the fact that he had once been part of Floyd's inner circle. His perspective wasn't that of a distant critic, but of someone who had witnessed Mayweather's lifestyle up close. When 50 publicly stated that Floyd had blown through his money and was now broke, it sent shockwaves through both the entertainment and sports worlds. It was a stark contrast to the image Floyd had long cultivated, the invincible man immune to financial woes. Coming from a longtime friend turned outspoken critic, 50 Cent's revelations only added weight to the mounting claims that Mayweather's empire was crumbling behind the scenes.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know this sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof. Watch this.
He asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically, a trademark's the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because he's just not. I just said it, and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's fight time.
Got it.
It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
So through the BX Fight Club, you met someone,
Isaac,
right? Because they had to legalize it on paper to turn it into like a dark show, like when they don't have television involved with a boxing event. Even Floyd, when you make yourself like we got issues over your anger, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah. That's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
Oscar de la Hoya, a former rival and fellow boxing legend, has publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather for his ongoing participation in exhibition bouts, urging him to stop embarrassing himself. In a video posted to Instagram, de la Hoya addressed Mayweather directly, saying, "Floyd, you're 50 years old, you're a legend in the sport, but you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard and life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first." This plea came after Mayweather's controversial exhibition match against John Gotti III, which ended in chaos and was met with boos from the crowd. De la Hoya's comments reflect a broader concern that Mayweather's post-retirement activities could tarnish the pristine legacy he worked decades to build. By continuing to participate in these exhibition fights, Mayweather risks overshadowing his own accomplishments and altering public perception of his career. De la Hoya's message serves as a cautionary reminder, emphasizing the importance of preserving one's legacy over chasing short-term attention or financial gain.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're going to have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
In early 2025, Floyd Mayweather's attempt to showcase his philanthropic side by donating to homeless shelters in Los Angeles was met with skepticism. While the gesture initially garnered some admiration, confusion arose when Mayweather posted on Instagram indicating he was still in Dubai around the same time the donation was reported. This discrepancy led many to question the authenticity of his charitable act, wondering if it was a strategic move to repair his public image amidst mounting financial scrutiny. The situation took a dramatic turn when Gervonta Tank Davis, a former protege of Mayweather, made a startling claim. Davis alleged that Mayweather was not on a world tour, as he had professed, but was instead being detained in Dubai due to unpaid debts, specifically related to luxury jewelry and other high-end items. These accusations were further backed by veteran boxing agent Rick Glazer, who confirmed that Mayweather was indeed being held by Dubai's court system over substantial debts unrelated to boxing. Glazer emphasized that indebtedness is taken very seriously in Dubai, suggesting that Mayweather was desperately attempting to resolve the issue but had been unsuccessful.
Now this comes amid, rumors of Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai because he owes people money. And, these are coming from trustworthy sources, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, people who know about Floyd Mayweather's inner life. But back to TMZ. So they reported Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's pivotal Clippers versus Mavericks game. But before money got to the arena, he was handing it out, blessing 3 homeless men with $30K. Now, there are no pictures. There is no video of this happening. But there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets it right. TMZ also said, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help. So he busted out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks. I don't want to show my face, case, but Floyd just gave us 30,000, Reynolds, one of the men, said after receiving the gift.
Adding weight to Davis's assertions, veteran boxing agent Rick Glazer confirmed that Mayweather was indeed being held by Dubai's court system over substantial debts unrelated to boxing. Glazer emphasized that indebtedness is taken very seriously in Dubai, suggesting that Mayweather had been desperately trying to resolve the issue without success. In what appeared to be an attempt to counter these claims, Mayweather made a high-profile appearance at an NBA game in Los Angeles, where he reportedly donated $30,000 to 3 homeless individuals. However, this gesture was met with skepticism, as it coincided with the timeline of the alleged detainment. Many questioned the authenticity of his charitable acts, wondering if they were strategically planned to divert attention from his mounting financial woes. Further complicating the situation, Mayweather has made bold claims about his wealth, including owning 62 buildings valued at $42 million. These assertions have been met with scrutiny, with critics suggesting they may be attempts to project financial stability amid growing evidence of fiscal distress. The public disputes with Davis, coupled with these controversial claims, have cast a shadow over Mayweather's legacy, raising serious questions about the sustainability of his lavish lifestyle and the transparency of his financial dealings.
Turns out that the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
StephenASmith's report highlights a recent filing revealing that Floyd Mayweather still owes over $52 million in back taxes, spanning from 2015 to 2022. According to sources, the IRS has already begun freezing some of his accounts and initiating investigations into his assets. Financial analyst Chris Wan emphasized the relentless scrutiny the IRS imposes on individuals with substantial tax debts. He explained that when someone owes a significant amount, the IRS becomes an omnipresent force, meticulously auditing every financial transaction, making it increasingly difficult for the individual to manage their finances until the debt is resolved. This level of oversight can be overwhelming, as the IRS examines income sources, expenditures, and asset acquisitions to ensure compliance and recover the owed taxes.
Well, there may be another reason Floyd Mayweather has agreed to fight Conor McGregor. ESPN reporting that Mayweather, get this, still has not paid his taxes for 2015. We don't know how much money Mayweather owes, but he's asking the IRS for a break. Until the fight, the end of August, Mayweather made about $220 million from his fight with Manny Pacquiao. That was back in 2015. He's expected to make about that much for the McGregor fight. Maybe he should have stayed retired and paid his taxes.
Yeah, paying taxes, usually that catches up with you if you don't do that.
Do you believe the evidence is enough to confirm Mayweather's financial collapse, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.